Welcome back, everyone. Today we're out in the garden to talk about how to grow herbs. And herbs are really great to use in cooking because they add a lot of freshness and visual pop to your dishes, and they're also very good for you. So I kind of think of them as they add a whole nother dimension to cooking. And there are also two other benefits to growing them, and you can save a lot of money, and you can also, whenever you need them, take however little or as much as you need versus having to commit to a specific amount at the store. So yeah, they're really easy to grow, and most of these you can plant either, or all of them you can plant either in spring or all year round, and all of them either grow all year round or will come back the following year. So once you have them established, you really don't need to do anything. You don't need to worry about having to buy other plants. And so for reference, the area that I'm in, the coldest it gets here in the day is about 50 degrees, and then the hottest is about 80, 90, and then for the nighttime it's anywhere from 35 degrees to 50 degrees, so it's an area where there's pretty moderate temperatures. And so I'd say if you're anywhere close to this, you can probably grow these things just fine. So after you've buy them from your local home improvement store or nursery, you just follow the instructions on the container that they come in, and just give them some good potting soil and a good water, and yeah, and then they will grow pretty easily. And just make sure to water them whenever it's hot outside or whenever the leaves droop a little bit. And then you got yourself some really good herbs. Okay, so I'm going to go over each of the herbs I have out here growing, and their use in the kitchen, and also the specifics on how to grow them and how they grow. So the first up here is flatleaf parsley, or also known as Italian parsley. This is a very versatile one. If I could have only one herb to grow outside, it might be this one. And so this one's very good in a ton of things. So like pastas, potatoes, eggs, tomatoes, really about just about anything, soups. And so the way it grows is that you plant it in spring, and then it'll grow throughout the spring and summer. Then towards the end of the summer, fall-ish, it'll either grow these flowers, which will turn into seeds, and then propagate the following year, or it'll just survive, kind of go into a dormant stage throughout the winter. And then it will come back in the same plant the following year. So, but either way, you're going to get plants the following year. Alright, let's move on to thyme. This one is also very versatile. It has a nice herbaceous flavor, similar to rosemary. You can use this one in any sort of grilled applications. Also goes good on mushrooms, any sort of like sauteed kind of watery vegetables, so like zucchinis, or see what else, like squashes, potatoes, goes really well with potatoes as well. So this one, very easy to grow. Just grows throughout the year with very little maintenance required. Alright, up next is cilantro. This one is kind of controversial. A lot of people say it has a soapy taste, and I can see how that might be the case. I do think it has I like its distinct flavor, and I use it in quite a bit of dishes. So like you can use it with tomatoes and yogurt. This goes good in a lot of curries. Anything that's quite rich, yeah, you can use it with. Pairs great with lime as well, any kind of acid. And so yeah, this one grows in a very similar manner to parsley, except the seeds that it produces are actually edible, or what we know as coriander seeds. So you can just harvest those seeds and then use them as a spice in your cooking. Alright, so we have sage here. I'm just going to quickly show you these really nice flowers that it grows. Yeah, they're kind of lavender-like. This is the first time this plant has flowered, but I found it kind of interesting. I actually took a picture of this and used it as the background for my channel art. But this one is it has like a base flavor of thyme, but it's a little bit more citrusy tasty, so it has like a lemony flavor to it as well. So this is good in, once again, with potatoes, any kind of grilled meats. Goes really well when you combine it with butter, for whatever reason. So this one is very easy to grow, like thyme. Just plant it, give it a little water, let it grow, and it does most of its growing late winter to early spring. But as you can see, it's you'll get plenty of growth the following year. So yeah. Okay, so next up is one of my favorites. It's called Dill. It's the one with the spindly looking leaves. And this one has a very fresh, kind of licoricey flavor that's good on yogurt, fish, any sort of cured meat. Goes great with cucumber, tomatoes. Very versatile. So this one will grow in a similar manner to cilantro or parsley. And yeah, this one actually particular sprout right here came from a plant the previous year. Actually, maybe even, oh no, never mind, it was, yeah, just last year. That's, I guess, dropped seeds, and the seeds grew back, so yeah. Okay, next customer, chives. Chives have a wonderful oniony flavor that it's very mild, so you can use it on quite a bit of things. It actually can act as it's really a substitute for parsley, actually, as weird as that sounds, because it goes good on like the same exact things. So this one is, it's only been growing for about a month, but yeah, I've just been watering it occasionally, and other than that, you don't really have to do a whole lot. Okay, this is our third to last specimen. This is Terra Don, one of my favorites, and it has a really nice licoricey flavor that's great on fish and a lot of sauces, chicken, tomatoes. Really, you can put it on, I mean, I personally would put it on anything, but it's a very strong flavor, but interesting. So yeah, with this one, it's once again grows in a similar manner to parsley, or cilantro, or dill, and except that it doesn't produce flowers, so instead it'll just die back and then grow the following year from the same exact plant. Okay, so second to last is rosemary. And this one grows very similar and tastes very similar to thyme, so anything that you would use thyme on, you could basically use it rosemary on as well. And this particular one, it's very important to buy a plant with long and light green leaves. If you ever see one with darker, shorter green leaves, it's most likely going to be a decorative variety, so you're not going to want to use it in cooking, so look for the lighter color, larger leaves. Okay, so last up is mint. Mint is a really nice herb. I used it a lot more a while back. It goes great in with some fruits and desserts, and you can put it in vinaigrettes. And it goes especially well with yogurt. And so I have this in a pot because if you put it in the planter box, it can tend to take over the entire planter box, and I learned that the hard way, and I had to actually be pulling out sprouts of mint for an entire year after I pulled out the original plant. So if you are going to put it in a planter box, make sure to keep it somehow separated. And so this one, basically, you don't have to do anything. You just plant it and let it do its thing. So, as you can see in this small pot, this is a pot of maybe like a 10-inch pot right here, and it grows, a decent amount. So, yeah, depending on how much of it you need, you can adjust the pot size. Okay, so that was it for each of the herbs, and just in a couple seconds I'm going to post a quick summary of the growing conditions of the herbs. I basically separated them into two categories: the ones that should be planted in the spring, so right now, and then the ones that can be planted all year round, because they really all have the same type of maintenance. You just water them occasionally. Okay, and that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and next week we're going to, or no, actually later this week we will take a look at how to chop these up after you've picked them so you can use them in your cooking. Make sure to like, comment if you like these videos outside, and subscribe.